wanted to start off today's stream talking about MrBeast, one of the biggest YouTubers of all time, and my good friend, the gamer from Mars, made a video detailing every MrBeast controversy. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about MrBeast today is because just yesterday, poor man he got canceled on Twitter because he, in one of his hide-and-seek challenges, put someone that was in 3rd place in 4th place in the video to hype up the drama and the narrative of the actual content. And he got canceled for it. Man got canceled for rigging a hide-and-seek game and putting the 3rd place winner in 4th place, which completely crushed your self-esteem.
Chris, I was thinking about robbing a store.
You can't do that. You'll get shot, Jimmy.
I'm white.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go! MrBeast! MrBeast! What were they all those guys? MrBeast, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, let's see what we got here. Alright, let's jump into all the drama, all the degeneracy. Dude, MrBeast gets canceled all the time. I'm telling you, the level of cancellation comes with the level of fame. Like, if someone else would do the things MrBeast does, but on a lesser scale, MrBeast would not get canceled for it. That's what I'm saying. That's why every time I see a tweet on Twitter with 50,000 likes calling me a pedophile because I called Octavia from Hell of a Boss a lolly one time in a reaction, it just kind of makes me laugh. Never thought I'd be laughing when someone calls me a pedophile, but hey! I wear that title with a badge of honor, I guess.
I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a single person that can deny MrBeast being the biggest YouTuber of all time.
Man just made one of the statements of all time. I agree. He has lots of numbers on his videos.
And with that, he's tried his best to remain out of drama.
Yeah, it's wild how hard he tries. I didn't even look at it that way, but he tries so hard to stay out of drama. He fights tooth and nail to be out of drama. Well,
though it doesn't always work out.
It never works out.
Which is what we'll be discussing.
Yeah, MrBeast!
Around 2017, MrBeast's channel was truly on the rise,
yeah.
Raking in.
Dude, I remember this era. I remember having more subs than MrBeast. How fucking crazy is that?
Millions of new viewers and subscribers. As his stunts became bigger and bigger, he was quickly becoming one of the most talked about YouTubers on the platform, as younger users flocked to his videos to see what ludicrous amounts of money he would give away next.
It wasn't just about the amounts of money back in the day. Like, when he would make those videos of, saying PewDiePie a million times in a single video, and he would sit there, PewDiePie, while he's watching Naruto, like, on the screen, but no one knows that. People just see him tortured. And he would upload this 24-hour-long video on YouTube just saying PewDiePie, doing things that people, so extreme that no one's ever done it before, right? That's I think what people started looking to. Like, his videos were all bigger than everyone else. Like, it wasn't saying PewDiePie 1,000 times. It was saying PewDiePie 1,000,000 times. It wasn't giving $5 to homeless people to get a reaction. It was giving $500,000 to homeless people to get a reaction.
Of course, with such an explosive rise to prominence, there would be some who wanted to take him down in any way they could.
Boo! Boo!
May 24th, 2018, a journalist by the name of Taylor Lorenz wrote an article for The Atlantic titled, YouTube's
Journalists! Cringe. Can you imagine waking up and being a journalist, brother? Dog. I would hate my life if I woke up, brushed my teeth, put my pants on one nipple at a time like everyone else, came in my pants, and was a journalist.
Biggest philanthropist has a history of homophobic comments.
And what's your point? I think every single person that's over the age of 20 has homophobic comments. Like, if you really dig back enough. This man was making videos in elementary school, okay? Every person in elementary school has said some random racist, homophobic shit.
In it, she detailed Jimmy's semi-frequent use of the word gay as a derogatory term.
Impossible! Gay is a derogatory term in 2006? Emotional damage!
On Twitter, as well as other instances of him
Oh, damn, I didn't know that. Okay, alright. Okay.
saying perceived homophobic slurs even just a year prior. The infamous journalist seemed
That was just a year prior. Okay, all right. That's not a great look for MrBeast, but okay, all right.
to make the argument that MrBeast's family-friendly image was actually just a facade hiding a bigoted monster. On
Okay, I don't think he's a bigoted monster, but obviously it does hide a facade. He's the biggest YouTuber on the platform, so he wants the most people to be able to relate to him as possible. He talks about how he dumbs down his personality in videos specifically so that a wider audience can relate to him. He is the most lukewarm milquetoast personality in his own YouTube videos, but like when he's on other people's streams and podcasts, the man's like, you know, he's funny, he's shooting zingers.
top of that, people also dug through his old videos and discovered more questionable material. In a video titled,
With a name like MrBeast, how could he be homophobic?
"I sexually identify as an attack helicopter,"
Brother!
Jimmy and his longtime friend Chris Tyson riffed on the meme that was popular at the time
Oh,
of
that's kind of ironic.
claiming one's gender to be a piece of military machinery.
I've never told anyone this, but I was actually born a tank, but sadly it wasn't one of our 52 genders.
While most were able to recognize these as edgy jokes that were being made by countless other teenagers of the era,
Everyone was making this joke. And it was even cringe back then. But come on, brother.
others insisted that this was proof MrBeast was a homophobe and a transphobe. When asked for
How
comment
could he be transphobic if his name is MrBeast?
on Lorenz's article, Jimmy had this to say.
I'm not offensive in the slightest bit in anything I do. I'm just going to ignore it. I don't
Incredibly based. That is how you deal with drama and controversy. You just ignore the fuck out of it and it dies. That's it. You just ignore it. And the more people cancel you, the more you gotta ignore. And the harder it'll be, because you want to respond. Because you could say, I was in the right. I'm MrBeast. MrBeast never offends no one. Why do I talk in that accent? I don't even know what accent that is.
think anyone cares about this stuff.
The rising YouTube star then went through and wiped away all of the offending content from his social media accounts. However, this would not be the only evidence used to paint the MrBeast team as bigoted. In
Dude, I love that people go back to the past to try. You realize how young MrBeast is? He's 25 right now. Like, he was 18 when he blew up, right? Or something like that, or 20. Like, what is his past?
2021, Chris Tyson's old tweets from around the same era as Jimmy's controversial posts began circulating.
Wait, what was Chris Tyson's tweet? Between what happened at the Ariana Grande concert and what's going on in the Philippines, why the fuck do we even take Islam serious? What? He made a tweet like that? It's an old ass backer. Oh my god, bro.
These statements included examples of alleged racism and transphobia, as well as several
I
comments
don't see transphobia here, but yeah, okay.
critical of the Islamic religion, and even a video of Chris saying the N-word.
Okay, Google, spell I-cup,
Chris would also quickly
Ooh, that's not cool. Not bug. Alright, hey everyone, I wanted to talk about my past insensitive tweets. I wanted to address some things that have been brought to light from my past, and I apologize. I will not make any excuses because I am completely responsible for my actions and words. I want to stay off that as the person I was when I was making edgy jokes was years ago, and it is not the person I am today. During that time of my life, I have a lot of hate for myself, and I let it throw out my humor and opinions. As I've matured, I've realized that edgy jokes can do so much to hurt people. And also, listen, I still have hate for myself, bro. I still let it flow out with humor. I still make edgy jokes, and I will stand by my edgy comedy because I think it's funny. Then again, I never, like, dude, there's edgy comedy, and then there's this. How? This is not edgy comedy. This is an opinion here. This out here, this is an opinion. This ain't no edgy comedy. Like, saying that it was just edgy comedy is kind of brushing literal opinions under the rug, but okay.
quickly delete these tweets and posted a twit-longer apology for what he said, claiming that he had, quote, a lot of hate for himself at the time he wrote those statements. The internet as a whole soon forgot about the ordeal as the MrBeast team stopped commenting on it publicly.
There we go. The power of ignoring the past and the pests. Ignore the pests. Ignore the pests.
And simply chose to move on. But there are still many online who cite these old posts as their reason for hating Jimmy and his friends even to this day. In the early days of the channel...
People, again, I really think that it's definitely and 100% just the fame of it all, right? Like, no one would give a shit if this person wasn't incredibly famous and successful. Like, which is kind of sad. Like, you poke into any famous person's past life, and yeah, you're gonna find out when they were in elementary school, they made edgy jokes, you know?
Jimmy was not exactly posting the high-effort spectacles he is known for now. Back then, he mainly stuck to voiceover commentary over Call of Duty footage. His main strategy for growth at the time was collaborating with other rising stars. On May 31st, 2014, he uploaded a video titled, "5 YouTubers I Think Will Be Famous." While most of the channels Jimmy mentioned did not go on to achieve much notoriety, one name should...
Dude, I love when people do this. When, like, you make a million prediction posts, and out of all your millions of prediction posts, one of them is true, and then you just delete all the other ones, and then you can say, look at me, I predicted the rise of MrBeast back in the day.
Stand out to modern day listeners.
At number 2, I have Sneako, and if you've ever seen
Sneako! No! No! Ah! MrBeast, no!
Sneako's videos, you realize that they're kind of addicting. Once you start watching them, it's kind of hard to stop.
Yeah.
Oh, not Sneako. No. Well, he was right, I guess, sort of.
Just as MrBeast was on the rise, so too was the now infamous creator known as Sneako. The two were both making videos in the Call of Duty commentary genre, and thus
Young MrBeast was based. I mean, I think MrBeast is still pretty based, honestly. Man's just working on growing his juggernaut empire. I respect the fuck out of it.
became aware of each other very quickly. They interacted in comment sections frequently.
They even collabed! Sneako was in a MrBeast video! You know, before he became a massive raging anti-Semite.
And shared a friendly rivalry as they continually passed one another in subscribers. But this all changed when MrBeast's growth skyrocketed around 2018, launching him into...
Who is Sneako and why is he infamous? He's infamous for many things. One being an incredibly masculine red pill alpha Chad that admitted to watching his girlfriend get railed by another man and making him uncomfortable about it. And then he would say, oh no, it's an experience everyone has to go through. And people made fun of him about it, and he then defended the movie Cuties, which is a movie about pedophilia. It's his favorite movie of all time, sexualizing children in that movie. So that was another thing that people thought Sneako was weird about. And then Sneako started sharing his Andrew Tatean opinions and talking about how Jews are the root of evil in the world. And then he was banned off YouTube. That's Sneako in a nutshell.
A new stage of his career. But this was not the end of Jimmy and Sneako's relationship. Admiring Jimmy's success on YouTube, Sneako decided to join his team in order to learn more about how to make a name for himself on the platform. He appeared in a video
he was in a MrBeast video.
Uploaded in June 2018, titled, "I Built a Working Car Using Only Legos." Despite his goal to use Jimmy's rapidly expanding audience to build his own fanbase,
Dude, why are we on like this random Sneako tangent? This is the most Gamer from Mars thing I've ever seen.
This would be Sneako's one and only appearance on the MrBeast channel, as he quietly left not long afterward. The online commentator would go on to elaborate on the details.
Yeah, and then he made like a whole drama. I do remember this. He made like this whole thing talking about how MrBeast is bad and kicked him off the team and only uses people for clout. And meanwhile, this dude went to suck off the red pill community as much as he can and then jumped off before the ship sank.
Tales of his exit a few years later in a video titled, "The Most Important Lesson I Learned Working for MrBeast." In it, he explained that he and Jimmy did not see eye to eye on the philosophy of video creation.
They saw so differently. While Jimmy believed in hard work, putting money into videos and making a concept that's amazing, Sneako simply believed in degrading Jews and cuckoldry and pedophilia. And these philosophies did not match somehow. He could not mesh his love for the movie Cuties with MrBeast's appreciation of hard work and devotion. Little differences like that.
While MrBeast wanted to study...
Sorry, I have no chill. I don't know if you're new here, which you're probably not, you'll notice that I wear my heart on my sleeve here. I don't know if you're aware.
The algorithm to create the most viral videos possible, Sneako claimed he preferred to focus on only the things that interested him, even if they appealed to a smaller audience. But, according to him, he had not left...
I love how he went on this whole tangent about how MrBeast was just doing it for the views and not doing it for the love of the craft. Bro, Sneako jumped on the red pill community the second he thought it could work for him, and then immediately jumped right out when the ship was sinking. And he admitted it! Man is the ultimate grifter. He grifted his way into joining a religion. He became a Muslim because it was part of the Andrew Tate grift. That's why. Wild.
Willingly, as he had been let go by the channel's management shortly after the Lego car video. Jimmy himself has not said much about Sneako in the years that followed.
I wonder why. I wonder why.
He would prefer to keep their two brands separate, as Sneako has become more and more infamous as the years have progressed. While this is not
I
necessarily
love how he's like, Sneako has become infamous. And he doesn't, like, elaborate on the fact that he's an anti-Semitic pedo cuck. Okay? Allegedly.
a controversy per se, there have been some who criticize Jimmy for ever interacting with Sneako at all.
Yeah, dude, I know. People still hate on MrBeast because he collabed with Sneako once upon a time. Bro, chill out, bro. MrBeast collabed with Sneako before Sneako released his full raging boner and hate of Jews upon the world, okay? Calm down, bro. Listen, I collab with YouTubers. I don't make sure that I go put them through this entire test. I don't put every person I collab with through racial sensitivity training to see if they actually might be a brand risk for me in the future. You have to realize MrBeast is just a regular guy.
As even in his early videos, he stated opinions on social and political topics that some found questionable. But he would not be the only MrBeast team member to get fired, and others in his position would not go out so quietly.
Oh yeah!
Marcus Pearson joined the MrBeast.
Okay, I don't know. I thought he was gonna like completely segue into something else completely. I was like, ready for this segue, and then okay.
Team around 2019, with viewers taking a liking to his outgoing and charismatic personality. But his tenure with the group would not last long, as he was let go a little under a year later in 2020. While the MrBeast brand made no public statement on the matter, Marcus himself
As they shouldn't, by the way. MrBeast's brand should purely be focused. Purely focused. Only and solely on content.
Was not so quiet. In the days that followed, he would post multiple Instagram stories in an attempt to expose Jimmy. However, most people who saw these videos felt like they contained no real accusations against Marcus's former employer.
Dude, that's like the whole thing that happened with the whole hide and seek drama. I don't know, maybe I'm petty, but I saw that the girl that was complaining about being cheated in the hide and seek drama just 2 days ago. And on Twitter, the way she said, like, I actually built up my self-esteem that I've defeated Logan Paul in the hide and seek. And then I've realized that it was all a lie. When you actually announced that Logan Paul was the one in second place, even though I knew that I beat him. And I was just thinking to myself, what are you talking about?
And instead just came off as unhinged ramblings.
The only conclusion.
That's how you make a drama video. Yes. When I want a drama video, I want you to shake the frick out of your camera when you're dropping allegations.
That I can make is that he's broken somewhere else. That's the only conclusion that I
What? That's the allegation? I was fired because he was broken somewhere else.
can come up with. He has a disconnect. I mean, he has all the connections up here and everywhere else with money. Yes, of course.
Why is he zooming like that? How can you take him seriously?
Money. But there's a disconnect somewhere.
In fact, the only thing resembling an actual allegation of wrongdoing came when Marcus seemed to imply that Jimmy was responsible for the pandemic.
What? Oh my god, that took me by surprise. Holy frick! He just sent me. Oh my lord! What?
He started this pandemic for a reason. So we
What the frick? He started the pandemic for a reason. It's on MrBeast.
can wake the fuck up.
Wake the fuck up. That's my favorite drama of all time. God, I wish someone blamed me for starting the pandemic. I would feel so good about myself.
Perhaps unsurprisingly, these videos caused many onlookers to wonder if the reason Marcus had been fired from MrBeast was due to drug abuse. While it's easy to see why someone would jump to that conclusion, it's important to note that this is entirely speculation, with the only real evidence behind it being that Marcus smoked a cigarette in some of his Instagram stories. While neither—
A cigarette? Dude, I love how Gamer from Mars is so careful. He's always so careful not to say, like, weed or drugs. And here I am. I have a whole series watching drugs, Adventure Time, and I'm just totally... like, dude, I'm so bad at it. Nux, why did you start the pandemic? Finally, someone understands me.
Jimmy nor his management have ever spoken out publicly about Marcus's exit from the channel.
Yeah, dude, a good thing you didn't release a twit longer. I wanted to sincerely apologize for starting the COVID pandemic. It was all my fault.
People agree it was probably a mix of his poor behavior as well as cost-cutting measures due to the global conditions that year. Matt Turner was an editor that MrBeast hired.
This one I heard of. This story I know.
In the mid-2010s. He remained with the team for some time before parting ways with them a few years later. At the time, it seemed like it had been an amicable split.
I love how right after the term ends with the person that ends up in drama with MrBeast, it's on amicable terms. Everyone's happy. And then it takes a couple of years or months of just churning in their heads when they realize, holy shit, if I called MrBeast out, I'd make $1 billion. Like, it's kind of wild to me how that happens. It's like when I was in my big drama like 2 years ago now, the one with V Shoujo, it was kind of crazy. Because people started just shitting on me on Twitter. Everyone just coming out of the woodwork. Oh yeah, I always knew Nux was a bad person. And one person that was an editor came out on Twitter and basically said, yeah, and he underpays his editors, and he's mean to his editors, and he's a bad dude, and all that stuff. You should know he's actually evil behind the scenes, even to his employees. And I never actually hired that guy. I talked to him about it, and I didn't hire him because he was too slow. he was too slow. I needed a faster turnaround the videos, which is totally fine. I don't have any obligation to hire you, and I didn't hire him. And then he came out making this tweet 2 years later when it was an opportune time to call me out of how I'm evil to my employees. And kudos to all my fucking editors, you beautiful fucking mad lads. Every single one of them jumped on that dude and said that is not true. We are his editors, and he's a good guy. Like, I freaking love my editors. Every single one of them. It was Meta Hulk that did that. Stevie wasn't editing for me yet. And it was all 3 guys from Spilling the Milk. All 3 of them used to be my editors. And they jumped on that guy instantly. I fucking love the Spilling the Milk boys. Every single one of them. So, like, just... honestly, bro, just people coming out of the woodwork years later trying to suck some clout out of you from some past interaction that you had that was completely amicable at the time.
Matt would go on to post a video to his personal YouTube channel titled Why I Quit Working for MrBeast, in which he had nothing but positive things to say about
Why I quit working with MrBeast. Well, MrBeast was a wonderful man, and I loved my time there, and it didn't work out, and everything's great. 2 years later, MrBeast was an evil man.
Experience editing for Jimmy. In fact, he claimed that his employer had even paid his rent for the entirety of his time working for him.
Damn.
But it wouldn't be long until Matt's recollection of the job would change completely. In October of 2019, Matt posted a thread on Twitter detailing the reality of his time on the MrBeast channel.
The reality! Guys, this is the real story. I know it's been a year and a half where they left on good terms, but this is the real story, guys.
With a much different tone than he had when
I'm not going to make a video about my time editing for MrBeast where I said that it was really nice and even paid for my rent. But I will say that most of the time was that it was the most mentally draining time of my life because I was employed and it was sad. I was yelled at, bullied, called mentally, oh god, and replaceable by Mr. Breast every day. I hate to say it, there is no fucking shot in the world that MrBeast is just randomly going to his editors and making fun of them. Being in tears and having mental breakdowns day after day. Come on, bro. Dude, MrBeast is not going to call his editors like that every single day. Like, what? It's like the least believable allegation of all time, and people ate it up because, wait, you can hate on a famous person? You can tear them down? I love tearing down famous people.
I'm not gonna make a full video about my time editing for
I think he ended up making a video about it, by the way. I don't remember.
Beast, but I will say that it was the most mentally draining time of my life. I was yelled at, bullied, called mentally replaceable by MrBeast.
What is going on? Gamer from Mars is scared to say drugs. He says he smoked a cigarette and then he like winks at you. But he'll say the R word that'll get you annihilated off YouTube instantly
Every day.
Matt went on to allege that verbal abuse was a standard practice behind the scenes at the channel, and that he never received credit for any of his editing work.
No!
When this thread went up, many people expressed skepticism.
I'm not gonna make a full video about this. Anyway, I'm gonna make 1,000 tweets
to his claims due to a lack of evidence, as Matt provided.
Oh man, you need evidence when you're tearing down famous people? That sucks.
No screenshots of his interactions with MrBeast management as proof. These onlookers also pointed to Matt's older video praising Jimmy as another sign of his duplicitous nature.
I love every single person. Like they'll get canceled. They'll leave MrBeast. They make a video thanking him because he's so benevolent and nice, and then a year later, clout.
On top of that, they pointed out that a similar situation had happened a year prior with another former MrBeast editor by the name of Fly, who posted a now deleted video with his own accusations of verbal abuse behind the scenes. In that instance, Matt had responded by saying Fly's story did not match his own experiences working.
Yo! What a freaking loser! As the guy who MrBeast hired instead of Fly, and the person who Fly talked about in his videos, I can state that MrBeast treats everyone on his team, including me, with high amounts of respect. It is a super high energy work environment. TBH never had a better job. Well. Kind of hilarious how you'll defend MrBeast, and then suddenly, when it's your time in the spotlight to try to slurp some clout, suddenly everything changes.
For Jimmy. In fact, Fly actually replied to Matt's 2019 call-out with support, doubling down on his claims of abuse and advising Matt to be careful about speaking further. While Turner did post screenshots of text conversations between himself and someone who allegedly also had bad experiences working for MrBeast, he was unable to provide anything.
So his evidence is that he bitched in DMs to someone else.
The internet as a whole was still very skeptical of the story, and this was only strengthened when Keemstar uploaded an episode of his show Drama Alert on October 9th. In this video,
Keemstar coming in to save the day like he always does. Let's go.
Jimmy claimed that not only was Matt lying about being abused, but that he had been paid $10,000 in severance upon leaving the channel.
Holy shit, bro. Stevie, don't get any bright ideas. I'm not paying you no severance here. Don't even think about it, homie. You even talked to me about severance and it's over, bro. Oh no, I'm not giving you. Oh, what?
Important to note that this episode of Drama Alert has since been removed from the internet for unknown reason.
Why would he take this video down? That's interesting.
After this, the opinion of the internet seemed to be fully in MrBeast's favor. Matt continued uploading videos to his personal YouTube channel, receiving dwindling views and a significant amount of dislikes. A year later, he posted
that's what drama will do. Drama will bump up your stock for a solid week and a half while people are talking about you, and then people will forget, and even the people that remembered will just be disappointed.
Video reflecting on the whole affair. But this too would be poorly received, as people accused Turner of downplaying his actions. I
don't know, man. If I would have one word for Turner about this whole drama, it's shave the mustache. You're a handsome fella, but the mustache is not doing you favors, my friend.
Time since, Matt has scrubbed every single one of his MrBeast related videos from his channel, and the lack of documentation for the entire affair has left this story nothing more than a vague memory in the minds of most internet users.
Except for me! Now it's a real memory. True.
On YouTube, it's not uncommon for channels based in foreign countries to take content from English-speaking creators and
is this
remake
the Russian MrBeast clones? Oh my god, dude.
it in their native tongue. These channels rarely face repercussions for this, as overseas...
Dude, there was this one Brazilian channel stealing all of my content. Every time I would make like an anime video, they would make the same exact anime video just for a Brazilian audience. It was a big Brazilian YouTuber. I remember at the time I had probably like maybe 100,000 subscribers, maybe less, maybe only like 50,000. And the Brazilian YouTuber, I don't remember her name, she would basically copy my sarcastic comedy word for word and put the same jokes in her videos, pointing at the same things, and like just, you know, for a Brazilian audience. And she had like 600,000 subscribers at that time.
These viewers have no idea that the videos they're watching are nothing more than imitations of someone else's work. But every so often, these plagiarists will go after the wrong YouTuber and face the wrath of their massive audience.
Their massive MrBeast! Sorry.
In February of 2021, MrBeast was made aware of a content creator from Belarus who had an eerily familiar style of videos and thumbnails.
Mr.
The American
Belarus.
went to Twitter.
Fascinating! The largest channel in Russia just takes my thumbnails and photoshops his face on mine! Dude, that's actually so crazy. Holy frick, he just puts the same exact... It's the same thumbnail! Oh my god, what a legend.
And posted the following.
The largest channel in Russia just takes my thumbnails and photoshops his face on mine.
Based on the evidence he provided in this tweet, Jimmy's claims seemed irrefutable. He showed multiple examples of the Eastern...
that's insane! To put his own face just on... Oh my god, dude. Literally 1-to-1. It's the same door, even!
European YouTube channel named A4 blatantly reused...
How? That's insanity! It's the same floor! They just changed the car color. They are really good at Photoshop.
Using his thumbnails down to the exact details. Once MrBeast went public with this, other American YouTubers began chiming in, claiming that A4 had ripped off their videos as well. And this was not some small YouTuber either, as the Belarusian creator often pulled in similar viewership numbers to MrBeast at the time, and was the largest channel in its region. With such a massive internet personality calling him out, it wouldn't be long before A4's creator, Vladislav Bumaga, responded to...
Woo! Vladislav Bumaga is about to get booed right out of the fucking... I don't have a joke.
The accusations on his Instagram story. One user in MrBeast replies roughly
Look what he replied. For those of you who don't understand Ruski, he said one picture, it's nothing. Better to watch the quality of my content than the American. I do 10K better times. Pics take 10 minutes, film 4 to 10 hours without editing and planning.
Translated it as...
Better to watch the quality of my content than the
Wait, doing the voice. Oh.
American. I do it 10K times better. Pics takes 10 minutes, filming 4 to 10 hours without editing and planning.
This only served to further the backlash,
which is obviously not a great response, dude. You make the same exact videos as him, the same exact thumbnails, like, calm down.
A4, as people called his reaction to MrBeast's call-out arrogant and dismissive. Jimmy...
But you know what he should have done, ladies and gentlemen? You are learning all of my secrets. If you ever become an incredibly famous YouTuber and are getting called out by the masses, take my secrets with you. Hide them in your bosom. Ignore it. If A4 would have ignored it and never brought it to his audience and just kept stealing shit, man would have still been successful. But no, he had to say, guys, look, I'm not actually stealing content.
His fans
when he was
began going to Vlad's channel in order to dislike his videos and leave angry comments. However, this has...
Oh no, all the angry...
all the American angry English comments out here. My viewers don't understand English. They're barely forming their brains enough to understand my content.
Done little to quell his growth, as even to this day, he continues to rake in millions of views per upload.
Bro is still getting 400 million views a month!
Given the language barrier, it's unclear if Vlad and his team are still ripping off other creators. But it ultimately doesn't matter much either way, as MrBeast's viewership numbers are currently significantly higher than that of A4.
Well, I mean, it does sort of matter. I mean, man's just profiting off stolen content.
And that can mainly be
The
attributed to
chain
Jimmy's
of
focus
stealing.
on elaborate stunts rather than cheap imitations. But despite his dedication to showmanship,
mean,
not
dude,
all of MrBeast's ideas are flawless.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
A major part of
Foreshadowing.
MrBeast's appeal is his willingness to give away ludicrous amounts of money to his fan base in the name of spectacle. In fact, many have subscribed to Jimmy because of his frequent monetary giveaways. And as his channel grew, so did his ambitions. In June of 2020, MrBeast released
Oh, the finger on the app drama. I remember this one. It was a really cool idea, but yeah.
a phone game called Finger on the App. As the name implies, the goal was for players to keep their digits on their phone screens for as long as possible without removing them. The game will keep track of every player around the world, with the last man standing receiving a grand prize of $25,000. When the challenge started,
I think it's such a cool concept, honestly, but that was a thing? Yeah, that was a thing. I did not try. I didn't compete.
1 million people across the globe all joined in to try to win the cash. As can be expected from such a high-profile event, there were a few troublemakers. One person created a robot to simulate a finger, while someone on Twitch changed their username in order to trick unsuspecting people streaming their gameplay into getting knocked out.
Dude, people were vicious! New idea. Finger in Nux's butt. Last to pull finger out wins bussy action with Nux. That's the worst idea ever, chat. Thank you so much for being horrible.
Toast_Buster with a $5 donut. Been here since 69K. Can you give a shout out to my son, Asiri, I think it is? Siri? Asiri.
It's not. I pulled up a Siri, dude.
Do you lose? Alive?
Yeah.
But for the
Oh my god, it pulled up Siri and he lost! Oh, that's the worst thing I ever heard of. He just said, oh no, oh god, bro, he lost to Siri. L, bro.
most part, things went smoothly as players were eliminated one by one. Eventually, after several days of playing, all but 4 of the contestants were out.
Days of playing! Days of playing!
MrBeast decided to reward their dedication by ending the contest early, giving the remaining players $20,000 each. By all accounts, this experiment turned out to be a success, so MrBeast and his team got to work figuring out how they could top it. In March of 2021, Beast Games released a new mobile experience called Finger on the App 2, featuring the same
What a brand new and amazing concept!
rules as the previous game. This time around, though, the prize had been raised to a whopping $100,000. Once again, over 1 million people downloaded the app and got their fingers in position. But those who were expecting a smooth gameplay experience like the previous
Oh, how wrong and naive they were.
Finger on the App challenge were sorely disappointed. If someone were to scroll through the user reviews for the application today, they would find a plethora of angry players who claim to have been unfairly eliminated due to the software's buggy nature. Almost
I mean, honestly though, who's surprised, right? Like, this is a YouTuber app. When's the last time you heard of a YouTuber app not being shit?
immediately after the game started, tweets and videos began being posted by people who had been dropped from the game for seemingly no reason, as their fingers had never left their phone screens. These angry players hurled accusations at MrBeast,
Which
saying
is
he
so
had
funny, because even if you do get disqualified, like, skill issue, but even if you do get disqualified, you're putting your finger on an app. Apps glitch all the freaking time. Like, have you ever heard of a mobile game not glitching ever? Like, honestly, bro, it's not like MrBeast is personally cheating you.
released a substandard product in order to scam his fanbase. To his credit, Jimmy and his team were quick to respond to these criticisms.
No, he said sorry. He said sorry. Mr. Breast is fully transforming. Soon, he will be Mr. Breasts.
Saying they were looking into any potential glitches and offering other explanations as to why people may have been eliminated, such as connection issues or moisture affecting the touchscreen sensitivity. While this calmed things down a tad, the deluge of outrage was still ongoing.
Holy
Perhaps
crap.
this
I
anger
didn't
would
realize
have
there was that much hate for this.
been less severe if it hadn't been for Finger on the App's 2 form of monetization. If a user wanted some extra breathing room, they could purchase additional lives from anywhere between $3 to $8. This
You could buy extra lives. Oh my god, it's a pay-to-win game. MrBeast is so fucking smart. He's literally so smart. He is so good at making money. It's not fair how good he is at making money. It's pay-to-win.
This only led to more people feeling as though they had been ripped off, as these lives disappeared frequently with very little explanation. Once again though, the Beast Games team were quick to step in to do damage control, offering refunds to players who felt like they had unfairly lost lives they had purchased. Once again, there were still many angry customers, but this kept the situation from getting out of control. However, there
You should
was
have had infinite lives to buy. You'd still have some people out there just freaking sitting with their fingers on their phones.
one other commonly occurring reason for players being eliminated that was harder to explain. What needs to be understood is that Finger on the App 2 was sponsored by the phone game Lords Mobile.
That is so fucking good. They got their whole app sponsored by another app. Dude, this man made millions off this. Millions. Easily.
And the way they went about advertising it seemed to irk a large number of users. Many people reported being knocked out by a pop-up ad interrupting their
What? Oh my god!
gameplay out of nowhere. Some people felt as though this was a
You got knocked out by an ad on the app. Oh my lord. Okay, this is like legitimate evil. This is like dystopian advertising. This is like an unfair way to make money.
deliberate attempt to eliminate a large number of players simultaneously. Jimmy's team flatly denied this accusation though, claiming that people were misinterpreting what was happening. According to them, the ads were only supposed to play after a contestant had already been knocked out.
I honestly, I do believe that. I completely believe that. There's no way he maliciously wanted the ad to pop up in middle of the experience. There is no shot. It's only for when you lose. But that said, come on now. Come on now. Man made so much money on this.
So these instances were actually just
Shout out to the one guy in chat that just popped in to say, why is this VTuber a guy? What the fuck? Sorry to disappoint you. I have a dick.
matter of players not paying attention to their phone screens, losing all their lives, and then assuming the ad had been responsible. Eventually, despite all the hardships and complaints, a winner was decided for the challenge after just over 2 days of gameplay.
Let's go!
While MrBeast's PR team managed to keep the anger felt by many players from spiraling into full-on outrage, the many bugs and glitches reported about Finger on the App 2 certainly tainted its reputation in the eyes of most internet users. As of
Dude, what's he supposed to do? Make a perfect app with no glitches? Dude, Pokemon Go has been out for how many years now and it's still glitching out all over the place? Like, come now. Welcome to reality. Welcome to the internet! Come and look around.
now, there seems to be no plans for a Finger on the App 3, as Jimmy has moved on to more grandiose methods of giving out money to his fanbase.
Easy. Finger on the App 3, what's that gonna do? Make him a couple million? Please. Please!
In 2021, a Netflix show by the
Yo! This is my favorite MrBeast drama of all time. This is my... listen, there are a lot of MrBeast dramas, and as someone who's a bit of a psychopath when it comes to drama and actually appreciates them like they're an art form, this is my all-time favorite MrBeast drama, and I will explain why soon.
name of Squid Game took the world by storm.
Aye,
The South
Squid
Korean
Game.
drama about poor people competing in a series of deadly challenges
Poor people. Look at those little poor people compete.
in order to pay off their debts captivated millions, making it the streaming service's most popular series of all time. With all the hype surrounding Squid Game, there were many on the outside looking in who wanted a piece of that pie. And one of those people was MrBeast. On October 11th, Jimmy
6000. Oh.
posted a TikTok claiming that if his post received 10 million likes, he would recreate Squid Game in real life. The video received nearly double that, with over 19 million people encouraging the
Yeah, that's
YouTube
crazy.
celebrity to go through with his plan. And he quickly set to work turning it into a reality. Over the next few
Dude, what a wild freaking challenge he really gave for himself there. Honestly. And he pulled it off.
weeks, he would post occasional updates on how progress was going, until he finally revealed in November that he and his team had painstakingly and accurately
recreated
recreated
everything.
every single set from the show.
Which is just totally... it's mind-blowing that so much work goes into a single YouTube video. Like, the reason why he's so successful is obviously because he He does things bigger than everyone else. It's just size matters, homies.
Finally, on November 14th, Jimmy uploaded $456,000 Squid Game in real life.
Absolutely insane, the scale of this video. Like, personally speaking, I don't like MrBeast videos. They're just really not for my age demographic, but just to appreciate the scale of this video was insane. Now, the drama, as we're about to probably see, is so fun. It is easily one of the most fun dramas of all time. Dude.
In which hundreds of contestants competed to win the grand prize. As was showcased on Twitter, Jimmy had made perfect recreations of every single game from the South Korean series. And just like
thank you for specifying it's a South Korean series and it's not a North Korean series. I was a little perturbed.
Netflix's Squid Game, this video soon became MrBeast's most popular upload in history.
Yeah.
Not everybody was so thrilled about this project though. Many people began voicing their distaste for the video, saying that Jimmy was just an out-of-touch rich person who had completely missed the point of Squid Game.
Yes! Dude, I love this drama. I'm just so excited. I was an Easter egg in a MrBeast video. Yes, I know I was. True. But, dude, you are not ready, bro. You are not ready. My favorite MrBeast drama of all time is the fact that when he recreated Squid Game, they said, but MrBeast, Squid Game is actually about the rich people taking advantage of the poor people. The rich people are just getting richer, looking at the poor people struggle for their entertainment. By recreating Squid Game, you have become what Squid Game has sought to destroy. You have become the rich person that is overlooking the poor people that are just scurrying around for your entertainment. See, right now, Mr. Breast, you have become the bad guy of Squid Game. You fucking nailed it, Twitter asshole. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And being the villain is so much more fun.
While the original show had been a critique of capitalism,
he did the same. What a fucking genius. That is, you know how you... God, what? It would not be a good parody if he didn't literally parody the themes.
I believe that MrBeast had embraced the premise without question.
Yup.
Jimmy's fans fought back against this, claiming critics were simply reading too far into what was—
No! The critics are 100% right, except it's a positive thing, in my opinion, for Mr. Breast, not a negative thing. The reason why it's so good is because he did such a good job, he parodied the rich assholes. Like, kudos to you, Mr. Breast.
Was nothing more than a fun bit. Even if what they were saying was true, it still ended with someone winning money, so the net result was positive. For his part, MrBeast remained silent on the matter, seemingly happy enough with his hundreds of millions of views that he was able to ignore the outrage.
And happy enough that he literally succeeded in doing what he was doing. He wanted to be the bad guy of Squid Game in that moment. That was the point. What an actual legend. He also didn't force people to participate or, kill anyone, right? Like, little differences like that.
That vegan teacher has been an infamous figure on the internet for several years, as she has made multiple videos angrily condemning popular YouTubers for consuming animal products. Her channel's success seems to thrive on controversy. She will put a popular influencer's name in the title of her uploads. That person's fans will come to express their disdain, and the cycle will—
Can you imagine making money purely off people coming to express their disdain? Like, isn't that just the saddest thing you've ever heard?
will repeat itself. Given his enormous amount of subscribers, it should come as no surprise that one of the vegan teacher's targets has been MrBeast.
Obviously.
Her first attack on the YouTube mega celebrity came in August of 2021.
I love how she puts herself on a green screen just so they can meme her and insult her.
Reacted to his video, I ate a $70,000 golden pizza.
Is it vegan? He doesn't say so.
We will be eating a $70,000 pizza.
Oh my god. This is incredible.
$2,000 steak.
Oh my god.
Steak is a dead animal.
Yes, it is! And it's delicious! Thank you, vegan teacher, for pointing it out.
Want to die.
Her criticisms were exactly what one would expect. The entire video
Yo, chat, you know what PETA stands for? People eating tasty animals. A lot of people are unaware of this.
Continued like this, with the vegan teacher repeatedly chastising Jimmy and his friends for allegedly promoting the consumption of meat to their millions of young fans. This video was quickly discovered.
Is that what they call a ratio? Is that what the kids call a ratio?
by the internet at large, and received a staggering dislike ratio of 96% out of over 75,000 total ratings.
That's insane.
Of course, this only encouraged the plant-munching YouTuber to continue posting videos about MrBeast, with a very similar theme. These further uploads also received a great deal of negative attention, most likely assuring that the vegan teacher will continue using—
Holy fuck. Dude, and the wildest thing is, dude, this is actually cursed. This is offensive. End the animal holocaust? You have no idea what you're talking about, lady. Holy shit. Imagine being this out of touch.
MrBeast's name to farm outrage for the foreseeable future. In a shocking twist, her videos have not convinced Jimmy to renounce his meat-eating ways, as he continues to enjoy a non-vegan diet to this day.
Base Jimmy, base Jimmy, base Jimmy!
In addition to his normal uploads on the MrBeast channel, Jimmy and the gang also conduct frequent charity work which they film and upload to an account called Beast Philanthropy. These videos have been largely enjoyed by the team's core audience and ignored by the rest of the internet population.
Like, I don't know, it's true. I don't know how anyone can hate this channel. This channel is just pure charity. 100% pure charity.
However, when one of these charity videos was uploaded to the main account, people took notice in a big way. On January 28th, 2023...
Oh, yeah! This one! Right! Oh my god, this controversy was so fucking dumb.
MrBeast posted a video titled 1,000 Blind People See for the First Time. Jimmy found 1,000 people across the—
There is something, like, scary about this. You know, you have the kid with the tears, and he's just like, yeah, I've cured you, child. Right? Like, I do see, like, the demonic energy here. However, man just helped 1,000 people see. And Twitter assholes are gonna be out here saying you did something wrong. Like, how degenerate are you to hate on a man that just helped 1,000 children? Dude, I'm just waiting for the anti-MrBeast arc. I blinded 1,000 people so they can't see anymore!
Blind people see for the first time. Jimmy found 1,000 people across the globe whose vision was impaired and paid for them to have cataract surgery done. Not only that, but he also gave many of the participants additional cash donations.
I mean, that's just MrBeast. Not only are you not blind anymore, but I also got you a Tesla! You know? Typical MrBeast shenanigans.
And even gifted one teenager a free Tesla. In it,
I called it. I'm such a genius.
Jimmy explained how simple the procedure was, and stated his belief that it should be available to everyone who needs it. He also included a link in the description so people could donate and help more people around the world to see. To many, this was seen as an incredibly generous act from the YouTube superstar.
Yeah,
however, not everyone felt that way. Shortly after the video was uploaded,
there is something just so demonic about this, and I can't even articulate what it is. Yeah, you know why you can't articulate what it is? Because explaining how the guy that's curing people is bad is actually a very cringe perspective.
An increasingly vocal subsection of Twitter began expressing their displeasure with what MrBeast had done. They accused Jimmy of exploiting the blind people.
He is literally the Antichrist. He is performing our society's equivalent of miracles through these excessive acts of faux generosity, and is garnering everyone's undivided love and admiration in doing so. He will start subverting Christ's teachings next and preaching selfish acts. And like every time I give something to charity, I cannot believe you would subvert Christ's teachings by giving to charity purely for your own sake.
People in the video for content, believing that he had no actual desire to help anyone. Others pointed out that the money to pay for the procedures did not come from Jimmy's own pockets, but instead from the Beast Philanthropy charity.
What a stupid take, communists, e-girl. Damn, name communists and e-girls, the two most politically advanced members of society, have come together to release the ultimate take. You idiot! He doesn't have to. The only reason why he's giving all of that to charity is because he said, I'm giving it to charity. It's still his money. What are you talking about? If I say I'm going to give all my income to charity, then me giving it to charity is not cool because I said I was going to do it. So therefore I have to do it anyway. So then it's like, what?
Argued that this supposed—
He is one of many rich people who uses and helps others use charity to not pay taxes. You have no idea what you're talking about. You have no idea what you're saying. Oh my god, bro. You do realize that charity, you don't pay taxes on money you give to charity. It's not like you're making money by giving charity, right? You realize if you make, let's say, 10 grand, you have to give, let's say, I don't know, 3 grand to taxes, okay, let's say. But if you gave 5 grand to charity, you don't have to pay taxes on that charity. And now you only have to give 1.5 grand of taxes on the 5K that you kept. You do realize that's what a tax write-off is. Everyone that uses the tax write-off, you have never paid taxes before in your life. You have no idea what you're talking about. Either that or you never made any money. Or you never gave any charity. Damn. Just, it gets me so, like, irked when people have these brain-dead takes that have no idea what they're saying.
Generosity was nothing more than a thinly veiled tax write-off. It probably goes without saying that this was a vocal minority, and most onlookers on Twitter agreed that these detractors—
Yeah, dude, like my haters. You guys are just a vocal minority calling me a pedophile for saying that Octavia from Hell of a Boss is a lolly. That's a bit of an extreme take.
Were reaching to find something to criticize Beast for. However, Jimmy decided to uncharacteristically weigh in on the backlash, stating in a tweet,
Twitter, reach people to help others with their money. Me, okay, I'll use my money to help people, and I promise to give away all my money before I die, every penny. Twitter, Mr. Breast Bad!
Twitter, rich people should help others with their money. Me, okay, I'll use my money to help people, and I promise to give away all of my money before I die, every single penny. Twitter, MrBeast bad.
This response caused further outrage from the people who wanted the wealthy YouTuber to spend his time sitting in front of a webcam on live stream.
The top reply, Mr. Breast!
And complaining about the state of the world rather than doing something to make it a better place. But once again, the vast majority took his side and agreed that the criticisms were petty. It should be noted that Jimmy actually continued responding to people who were critical of his video after this. Apparently, something about his backlash had touched a nerve, causing him to break from his normal strategy of ignoring controversy until it died down. When people
at this point, he's just too big. Man, he's just too big. People honestly praising Mr. Best again. This guy does poverty tourism for cash. If he pays a person's medical bills lottery style without informing anyone with his platform that it's fucked, he needs to do that. He's profiting off his ability to do so.
Continued accusing him of profiting off his charity work, MrBeast jumped in to state that he had in fact lost $1.5 million on videos the previous year.
Damn.
A couple months later, in March of 2023, a video was uploaded to the Beast Philanthropy channel titled "Giving 20,000 Shoes to Kids in Africa." Although this was published to the normally overlooked charity channel, the fact that it came out so close to the other controversial MrBeast project ignited another round of outrage. People on Twitter once again accused Jimmy of not really caring about the people he was helping.
And to that I say, who cares? You know what? Honestly, MrBeast, I do not care if you care about the people you're giving this stuff to. I don't care if you are actually doing it out of the goodness of your heart. I don't give a flying rat's butthole. Like, dude's doing good things. What do you care about what he thinks about? Dude, you know what? Shout out to everyone that actually is an asshole on the inside, but still does good things. Those people are my favorite people.
And instead exploiting them for views and profit. But just like before, this was a vocal minority, and most Twitter users praised Jimmy for his actions. This controversy would be stirred up for a third time in
that same face in every thumbnail. Holy crap.
May of 2023, when the MrBeast channel saw a new upload called 1,000 Deaf People Here for the First Time. In this video, Jimmy paid to have several hundred hearing-impaired people across the globe receive state-of-the-art hearing aids, which would adapt to their specific needs. Just like the previous instances, this act of charity received a mixed reception. This time,
I love people hating on MrBeast for, like, doing good things. Because, well, he's only doing good things for selfish purposes. Who cares? I wish everyone would do good things for selfish purposes.
Though the negative response was slightly different. Some deaf people accused Jimmy and his team of misrepresenting the reality of the situation, as
inspiration porn. Yes!
Hearing aids often aren't as effective as they seem in the video. They argued that the wearers usually take some time to fully adjust to the devices, which occasionally don't work at all. But as usual...
Okay, so maybe out of the 1,000 people that he helped, Only 950 were able to hear. What a bad guy.
These criticisms were dismissed by most, and Jimmy did not respond. In recent years, MrBeast has been expanding his brand beyond just YouTube videos.
Yes.
Not only did he create a hamburger
burger
chain
time.
called Beast Burger, but in 2022, Jimmy launched Feastables, his own line of candies and chocolate bars.
It's
Over
burger
time,
time.
these treats would start being sold in Walmart stores across America, and were a big hit with the MrBeast fanbase. Despite their popularity with subscribers of the channel though, they were of course unable to compete with the pre-existing juggernauts of the chocolate industry. This didn't stop
The chocolate council has come together and deemed your service unworthy. God, the chocolate juggernaut.
Jimmy from trying though. On March 3rd, 2023, he posted a tweet lamenting the fact that the Feastables displays on store shelves often didn't look as clean and professional as his competitors.
Dude, he has such a leg up. Like, I understand, obviously, all these other... When you're buying chocolate, right? You want the chocolate, first and foremost, to taste good. You don't care if it has MrBeast's name on it, right? Obviously. You want the chocolate to be tasty. That's the number one here. Duh. So, like, I totally get how MrBeast's chocolate just can't compete in this market. However, children are idiots. Children are fucking fools. I remember when I was a kid, I would prefer to buy a cereal that could have a toy in it that was cool, alright? If it had a Pokemon toy in it, I would rather buy a worse tasting cereal than a good tasting cereal, because the good tasting cereal had baby bitch Disney princess toys. Dude, it works. It actually works. Children are such idiots, and it's amazing.
He was hiring a team to fix this.
Wait, holy crap. Is that a new YouTube feature? If I hold down the click button, it goes through
In the meantime, he asked his fans to tidy up any
That's
Feastables
crazy!
displays they saw in the wild. There were some onlookers who took
I
issue
never
with
knew
this,
about this!
accusing MrBeast of using his
Did you ever know about that? Holy crap, that's insane. Is that a YouTube feature, or is that just my YouTube? I don't know, that's crazy.
audience for free labor. But for the most part, his fans were happy to help with this. No, it would be a different tweet posted shortly after that more people took issue with.
And while you're at it, if you want to maybe move some Hershey's bars and make sure Feastables has plenty of space.
Okay, I can see why that's not cool. I can see why that is very not pog. Oh, that tweet sucks. Honestly, I don't know why MrBeast tweeted it. And while you're at it, if you want to maybe move some Hershey's bars and make sure Feastables have plenty of space, I wouldn't complain. Ooh, okay, alright, okay.
I wouldn't complain.
MrBeast! This is a marketplace of ideas! This out here is a war! Capitalism is a battle! You must do what you can! And if it is activating 100 million child sleeper cell agents to passively aggressively shit on Reese's bars, then that's what we will do! MrBeast!
While most of his fans understood this was sarcasm, others accused him of being petty.
I don't think it was sarcasm. I don't think it was pettiness either. I honestly think he knows that the one thing his brand has above Reese's is that his brand has a face that 100 million children love. I don't think that was sarcasm. I think it was meant to look... Hot take with Nuxanor. This tweet was not sarcasm. It was meant to look like sarcasm, while hopefully, you know, a couple of thousand kids might actually do it. That's my hot take. I think this is masked as sarcasm to protect himself from backlash when he actively did want to activate a few thousand sleeper cell children out there in grocery stores to move around the chocolate. That's my hot take. And that's how you know I'm unbiased. And just because his name is MrBeast, it doesn't mean I'm gonna love him for it. Okay? Just saying.
Bars and make sure.
Criticism came from those who noticed the timing of this tweet. You see, around this period, Hershey had been receiving backlash.
Oh my god, dude.
For a new ad campaign which featured a transgender woman. While there weren't many people making this connection, it was enough for some to accuse him.
MrBeast has been asking his fans to clean up and rearrange his chocolate displays in retail stores. He's also singled out Hershey's bars while they were trending due to the backlash of a trans woman advertising them, and has since deleted the tweet.
Most people simply chose to mock this way of thinking, but it seemed as though MrBeast did not want to deal with the headache, and soon deleted his tweet. Since basically the beginning of his YouTube career,
oh my god, well, isn't that a segue?
Has been joined by his good friend Chris Tyson. From the channel's humble beginnings to the titan of online entertainment that it is today, Chris has been one of the biggest faces of the MrBeast brand.
This is probably the dumbest drama. Like, my favorite drama was definitely the Squid Game drama, but this is the dumbest for sure.
Many years.
It's no level of petty, like, hide-and-seek shit, but...
In the early days, Tyson represented a very masculine southern presence in the group dynamic. That's why when...
What did he just say?
Presented a very MrBeast entertainment that it is today, Chris has been one of the biggest faces of the MrBeast brand for many years. In the early days, Tyson represented a very masculine southern presence in the group dynamic.
Did he though? I thought the MrBeast group dynamic was also just, we're the boys, as boys being boys. But you could be a girl and be one of the boys. I definitely don't understand why that's like an issue.
That's why when fans started noticing certain physical changes that Chris had been going through, they became confused. On April 4th, 2023, a Twitter user posted a side-by-side comparison of how the entertainer looked several years ago versus how he appeared in the latest MrBeast video. His beard was gone. His hair had grown longer.
His beard! Gone! Hair gone wild!
His arms were thinner, and even the shape of his face had changed. This tweet included the caption, "Bro, WTF happened?" signifying many fans' confusion as to what was going on behind the scenes. This question was soon answered the next day when Chris replied to the post by saying, "HRT and it's only been 2 months." He went into further detail on a second account.
I don't know. This drama is the most who gives a fuck, it's none of your business drama in the world. Okay, you don't, like, MrBeast can do whatever the hell he wants. And Chris Tyson can do whatever the hell they want too. Like, you don't have any agency or ownership over their brand. They can literally do whatever the hell they want. This is like my big philosophy in general when it comes to like lots of social dramas and social political issues. It's just, who the fuck cares? It's like freedom of speech, freedom of doing whatever the fuck you want, and all that.
Explaining why he felt the care he had been receiving was so important. With this announcement now public, it's doubtful that Chris or anyone else on the MrBeast team could have predicted what a massive response it would go on to receive.
Well, I mean, obviously, I don't know how no one expected this to receive a response. That's, I feel like, pulling an ostrich and putting your head in the earth. Obviously, this would receive a response, but just one of those situations where you just gotta not care.
And negative. While Jimmy, the other MrBeast members, and legions of fans all threw their support behind the transitioning YouTube star, many others expressed their objections to what he was doing. The most common talking point seemed to come from the belief that Chris had abandoned his wife and child in order to adopt this new lifestyle. While it was true that the married couple had separated, there is currently no evidence that the split was due to the transition. In addition,
so believe it or not, most people break up, which is the big twist on this story.
And Chris flatly denied any rumors that he would stop being a presence in his own son's life.
This is just more dog whistling that somehow trans and GNC folks aren't safe around kids. Tucker begs for me to come back when I leave for like 2 days to film. He is so loved and happy. Kids aren't born with hate, it's taught by people like you.
The statement generated more support from those who stood behind Chris. The skeptics stood firm in their belief that, even if the MrBeast member wasn't abandoning his child, he was still depriving him of a fatherly figure. As for Jimmy himself, his responses were brief. But
sorry, I love doing that. It's like, I'm not actually like calling him out. I'm just making it's a joke. Okay, all right.
Still showed that he was in his friend's corner. As all of this initial hubbub was happening, a Twitter user by the name of Yoxic, who had been one of the people posting memes making fun of Chris, tweeted out a screenshot from an apparent message he had received from Tyson. In it, the MrBeast team member seemed to be threatening a defamation lawsuit.
Dude, and wasn't that a fake tweet also? He made up a fake DM that he was getting sued.
The memes he had been spreading. This tweet quickly gained traction, with many believing it to be legitimate. The post soon caught the attention of Chris himself, who responded jokingly with a picture of Jimmy captioned, "My lawyer will be in contact with you immediately." While most were able to recognize that both parties had not been serious, there were still many people who took the story at face value.
When I saw that for the first time, I thought it was real. I really did. I saw it for the first time and I was like, holy crap, is Chris really trying to sue this person now? Then obviously I figured out that it was just bait, but like I really thought for a second there that it was real.
Began publishing news articles about
that is a horrible look. Faking DMs always looks bad.
The alleged lawsuit. Chris soon reached out to Yoxic privately in an attempt to clear the air, but the Twitter user did not accept the olive branch, and his animosity—
Damn. I forgot to DM you, but that tweet was funny. Holy crap! Kudos to Chris! Holy moly! Hope it didn't get any extra, people leading into the joke. They got people asking me about the random article of me stealing you are real. Classic Twitter.com uses not understand the concept of jokes. All love to you. I wasn't joking. I do not fuck with you. Damn, okay. Twitter brain.
Toward Tyson was apparently all too real. At the very least, though, the speculation about Chris's legal actions died down after this. Now, even though Chris had publicly stated his reasons for transitioning—
His reasons! Sorry, I have to keep doing every single— I'm never gonna stop. Oh god, dude. I don't even want to say my hot spitting facts take on pronouns in the bio and stuff like that, because Twitter would explode. Twitter's not ready for a mind of my size and caliber.
There were some who theorized that more was going on behind the scenes. They pointed out Tyson's old edgy comments online and—
I don't actually know. Like, I have no idea what does Chris go by these days. I don't even know. Chris says he didn't mind if people still use the he, him. Dude, this is my over dramatization of it is supposed to be, maybe it went too far, but it was supposed to be an over dramatization of the people that care.
Declared there was no way he could have come to this decision to take hormone therapy on his own. In their eyes, there was clearly someone else to blame for this, and they believed they knew exactly who it was.
What?
Carl.
It was Carl's fault! Carl forced him to transition!
For those that don't know, a few years prior to this event, a new member had been added to the MrBeast crew by the name of Carl Jacobs. While he was a well-liked addition to the channel by most, there were some
Everyone
who—
likes Carl, I feel like. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! With him one time. He was a very nice gentleman.
Expressed their concerns over his effect on his fellow teammates. These viewers accused Carl of being too effeminate in his demeanor, and
the Mr. Breast brand gets stronger and stronger.
Worried that these traits would begin to rub off on the other MrBeast boys. They felt that these concerns became validated when Chris began presenting himself as more feminine, compounded by the fact that Carl and Tyson had already proven to be very close friends years prior to any of this happening.
This is such a weird take. That's not how anything works. Carl is turning the frogs gay. What is even going on?
While this is obviously nothing more than speculation by a subsection of the MrBeast audience, these viewers have taken to calling this phenomenon the Carl effect.
I thought that this was like a meme. I didn't know that anyone actually believed this.
Regardless of his reasons for doing so, the debate regarding Chris's transition continues to rage online. On April 13th, a YouTuber by the name of—
baby! The worst Sunny V2 video ever.
Sunny V2 uploaded a video titled, "Why Chris Will Soon Be a Nightmare for MrBeast," in which he went over the details
Which is like a weirdly invasive and personal video talking about how Chris's transition could negatively affect the MrBeast brand. And while I do agree that it's invasive and gross to make a video like this, also, yes, I don't think it'll be a nightmare, but it definitely will turn some people off of the MrBeast brand. The people that are, actively hating on anyone that has anything to do with a trans person are gonna run away from the MrBeast brand now. Like, I don't think that's... Like, yeah, it's definitely a fumbled way to write the video. But, like, I'm trying to put a good spin on it, guys, okay? It's weirdly invasive. I hate it.
Controversy, and explained why he believed it could be a potential disaster for the MrBeast brand. However, viewers took issue with the arguments he used. For example, at one point in the video, Sunny says this.
This was put forward in many comments supportive of Chris, who implied that there'll be millions of queer kids who look up to him, although this doesn't necessarily mean that it'll add any value to the videos. MrBeast has likely cultivated a massive LGBT audience, all of whom are already watching anyway, and if we've learned anything from Hollywood in recent years, it's that adding over-the-top LGBT characters for the—
What? I don't remember him saying that. Holy moly! He called him adding an over-the-top LGBT character? He's not an added character, he's a real human being! A real friend of Mr. Breast. Oh my god, that is a wild sentence.
Sake of relatability rarely works as intended and is often nothing more than a distraction from the premise of the movie or video.
Many people objected heavily.
He called him an over-exaggerated character when, you know, it's just like a human. It's just a human being.
To Sunny's conclusion here, saying that comparing the personal decisions of a real person to the depiction of a gay character in a fictional movie was absurd. This video quickly became the most widely talked about response to the drama, with Sunny V2 trending on Twitter for multiple days afterward and the upload itself receiving a near 50-50 like to
I'm surprised. It still has more likes than dislikes, damn.
Dislike ratio. Even MrBeast himself chimed in to give his thoughts on Sunny's video.
Yeah, this is getting absurd. Chris isn't my nightmare. He's my fucking friend and things are fine. All this transphobia is starting to piss me off.
What a MrBeast tweet. All this transphobia is starting to piss me off. Bro, MrBeast, what a freaking legend. All this transphobia is starting to piss me off. Like, and he's just, you know, he's rolling up his sleeves, you know? Next video, I bought 1,000 trans women shotguns. I'm sorry.
If he hadn't made his position on the matter clear earlier, this response firmly established Jimmy's full support behind Chris. But just like before, while many people praised the YouTube star for standing up for his friend, many more continued expressing their objections to what was happening. MrBeast's former friend and collaborator,
Sneako jump scare. Love to see him every time.
Sneako called out the team on a live stream, saying that they should be trying to convince Chris to change his mind rather than supporting him.
People that are encouraging this, they think that they're doing the right thing. They're all brainwashed. Even MrBeast thinks that he's doing the right thing by supporting his friend Chris.
You're brainwashed. You're not supposed to support people's private decisions that have nothing to do with you. Yes! Yes! You are not supposed to support people that just do their own thing and don't bother you. Yes!
Brainwashed.
Brainwashed!
If you really cared, you would not encourage his delusion now.
Other commentators in that sphere of the internet also weighed in, with some agreeing that it was irresponsible of Jimmy to support Chris, while others echoed Sunny's perspective that MrBeast had been socially backed into a corner.
Because if he says to Chris, listen, Chris, you're screwing up the dynamic of the show, right? We didn't bargain for this. You want to make your personal life decisions, you want to take some time.
Yeah, but this is a very business perspective.
You want to figure out what you're all about, that's fine. But you don't get to enact your personal dramas on the set.
Unless he actually just didn't mind. Unless MrBeast just didn't care, in which case he could do whatever the hell he wants, because it's literally his own thing. Right?
On top of that, other people on Twitter voiced concern for Chris's son after—
What does this mean? Chris Tyson already grooming its son? They groom kids to convince themselves it's natural. Oh my god.
He posted a video to Snapchat of the child wearing high-heeled shoes. They saw this as proof that Tyson was attempting to groom his offspring into his lifestyle, and that he was no longer fit to be a father. But regardless of any criticism they were receiving, the MrBeast team stood by Chris and kept him as an active member of the group. Although there has been some speculation that Tyson may have been quietly let go from the company. Those who believe this to be true often use two key pieces of evidence to support their claim.
That would be really interesting. If MrBeast quietly lets him go from the company, but also publicly supports him, that's wild. The way I see this whole situation is it's not your business, and let people do whatever the fuck they want. Like, I have nothing but respect for, you know, extremely devout Christians, and I have nothing but respect for people that just, you know, want to transition. Like, I just fucking let people do whatever the fuck they want. That is literally just my perspective on life. It's such a... And then people hate me for not being actively on one side. It's not a one side. It's a do whatever the hell you want. It's not bothering anyone. Just do it.
The first is that Jimmy had apparently unfollowed Chris on Instagram, and the two were not seen together in the YouTube star's latest social media posts. Many were quick to dismiss this, as checking now reveals that they actually still follow each other, and Chris has simply been on vacation, explaining why he hasn't been in Jimmy's photos. The other seemingly more damning piece of evidence comes in the form of a clip from a live streamer named Dr. Donut, in which MrBeast appears to show up in the chat and confirm that Chris had been fired.
I know I'm getting hate, but the truth is we had to get rid of Chris. That looks like such sarcasm. No major... This guy has 200 million subscribers. He's gonna jump into some random gaming streamer's stream and release the information that everyone's been talking about? No way.
No, I'm not... I know I'm gonna get hate, but the truth is we had to get rid of Chris. Nah, no way this is real. No way! Chris is gone!
But this was also...
No, bro, that's obviously sarcasm. When he jumped into a guy with 81 subscribers and is releasing the information in a stream chat? Damn, okay.
Soon debunked, as eagle-eyed viewers noticed Dr. Donut clearly pulling up MrBeast's channel in a new window rather than just opening it directly through the link. Not only that...
I don't know.
But confirming the firing
that guy was super excited about it. Well, I mean, I guess he's excited about it because MrBeast was in his chat, and MrBeast is like the biggest YouTuber. Maybe.
One of his closest friends via the live chat of someone who wasn't
obviously not. That's what I was saying also.
Even related to the controversy, was completely out of character for how Jimmy normally handled this sort of thing. A few days later, Chris was forced to clarify in a short video uploaded to a Snapchat that he was not fired. He had just been taking a break from the spotlight in order to spend more time with his son.
Nope, I pretty much told Jimmy, just because I want to spend time with Tucker and he's traveling a lot, I'm just gonna come and go as I please. I came to Japan and I left when I pleased.
And so far it seems as though the mass exodus of viewers that many of the detractors were predicting has not happened. As the MrBeast...
the thing. Ultimately, if people are watching this for their entertainment value, no one cares. The point of the MrBeast crew is that they're all so... They try so hard to make every single MrBeast character just an excited guy. Like, literally no personality and quirks that are driving people to get to know them and like them. The actual MrBeast videos are so lukewarm. You don't see personalities of people because they want the most possible people to be able to relate to them. They literally make the players in their shows freaking isekai protagonists.
Channel still rakes in millions of clicks every day. Time will tell if this controversy ultimately affects the brand in the long run. But for the time being, it seems like things will continue smoothly even after this rough patch.
You just make fun content, people will watch you.
So there you have the many controversies of MrBeast. And there's no doubt there will be more going forward, though Jimmy will try his best to prevent them from getting out of hand.
Yes, he probably will.
That thought, I think I'll end the video here. And until next time, thanks for watching.
Yo, MrBeast! That's MrBeast, my boy, my guy. Every controversy of MrBeast. Yeah, that was a great video, Mr. Gamer from Mars. Y'all should definitely check him out. He does some really good just internet deep dives, and I have a lot of respect for the guy. He's a beautiful man. And thank you for being here. And these were my incredibly detailed and well-worded, eloquent thoughts that won't get me canceled on the MrBeast saga. Like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch. Stay weird, fam!